What's up, guys? This is going to be my first time checking out the new Generation 8 Pokemon, but what I want to do is look at their competitive potential. Now, I know there were a lot of changes to Gen 8, no Pursuit and no Hidden Power in terms of moves, and there's things like Rapid Spin is now 50 base power and boost your speed. My god. And a bunch of Pokemon don't have access to their hidden abilities and moves and whatnot, and I'm not gonna get into that. Like, I've been watching a few games on the very raw ladder and seeing insane stuff like Dynomax, which I don't think is gonna last. That will not be a part of Gen 8 OU. I feel it's just ridiculous in every way imaginable. Anyway, so I'm only going to be focusing on the new Gen 8 Pokemon because there's a part of me deep inside that's still a 6-year-old kid who just wants to look at every single cool Pokemon there is. But I have to pretend I'm an adult, so I'm going to do it quote-unquote professionally and look at their quote-unquote competitive potential instead of geeking out about their design. So, I think I'll be doing a lot more Sword and Shield stuff with Joey, just for the fun of it. Like, I've heard amazing things about the new Darmanitan form, but that is for another time. So today we're just checking out the new Gen 8 Pokemon. Alright, so this cake-looking thing, it's a fairy type. It's got Sweet Veil and... I mean, these look like good traits for doubles for VGC. Speaking of which, I am incredibly interested to see how the Dynomax Chaos turns out in VGC. I mean, you've got terrains, weathers, whatever. I don't even remember what all the Dynamax types do, but I just know it's insane. Like, I think flying gives +1 speed or something. It's ludicrous. We've got some good fairy types, but let's check out its stats. I mean, it's a bulky fairy. It's not really that special, and its HP is kind of miserable. So I don't see this. I mean, I know I have to throw out my preconceived notions of what OU can be. But at the same time, naturally, I feel like this is not going to have that much of a role. I mean, we can check out its move pool, see if it's going to do anything. I mean, this is just Cinder Fairy stuff, aromatherapy, calm mind. I mean, it's cutesy stuff, but I just don't see it having much of an impact. So I gotta say, this Pokemon is not really thrilling me at all. It's like, I'm sure we've seen Pokemon like this before in Gen 6 and 7, and they generally end up in like UU. It's not that different from, like, let's say a Florges or something. It does get a GMAX form, but Showdown does not have GMAX stuff fully implemented. Although I gotta say that cake looks really cool. So I'm sure it gets a cool GMAX move, but I'm not sure how that's going to be handled tiering-wise, so we're just going to check them out in their base forms. And plus, I feel like if a Pokemon isn't already naturally good, it's doubtful that its GMAX form is going to be so overbearing that it's going to, find a place on teams anyway. If that were the case, then maybe it wouldn't last anyway. Anyway, so, gotta say, not feeling Alcremie too much. Alcremie? Maybe that's how you say it. Anyway, we've got a Grass Dragon here, so that's pretty cool. It's the new Tropius, I guess. We've got a berry motif going on here with this new ability in Gluttony, so I'm kind of digging that. I think that might be nice considering its massive ice weakness, but typing and ability is one thing, but it's the move pool and the stats, all of it's got to come together. I guess I'm also neglected to mention that there are a lot of cool new items, like heavy duty boots. Those are the big ones. So I'll try to keep in mind the big ones that I've heard of before, which heavy duty boots makes you completely immune to all hazards. It's astounding. I feel like that could definitely have some a lot of competitive impact. So I'm just looking through these, but I haven't heard of anything too big. Not that I've been following too closely, but I've heard of heavy duty boots and not a lot of other stuff. So I've heard of this Trick Room item, the room service thing, but I don't feel like that's going to be used much. That's a massive waste. So we've got mostly a bunch of evolution items. And I don't think this throat spray thing is cool, or is good, but that's it. So heavy duty boots was the only really new item that I think is going to have that much of an impact on the metagame. That I can see so far. Blunder policy, that's awesome. That's really funny, actually. But I don't see that being a competitive staple at all. I think heavy-duty boots are massive and game-changing, but not much more than that. Anyway, let's check out what this guy does. These stats are very, very middling. So if we don't see something unique in its moveset, I mean, Leech Seed, this is completely destroyed by Ferrothorn. I can't see it doing much at all. So this is going to be like a very lower tier Pokemon, I feel, because its stats aren't that good, and Draco Meteor off 100 special attack, boo-hoo. And I come from DPP, so I'm not the kind of guy who thinks that a Pokemon needs to have an attack stat of 500 to be remotely viable. But, come on, it's Gen 8. So, as much as it breaks my heart to think that 100 special attack is just miserable now. Anyway, so GMAX, again, don't know, but I gotta say the prospect of Appleton isn't really appealing enough to make me want to use GMAX. So, Arctovish. Let's see, are these not the same Pokemon, or like their evolutions or something? Oh, it's a Violite. Oh, no, I clicked that up by accident. Decent stats. Water Absorb, we've got our first Hail Abuser, but Water Ice is famously miserable typing. So, and its offenses are pretty awful, so I can't say I expect much from this. Yup, it's pretty not great. Fishious Wren, that's a very cool attack. User moves first. I don't think this is a good abuser of it with that 90 attack stat, but it's cool. The design's not doing a lot for me, but it's not bad. So, Arctozolts, Electric Ice. That's a really cool Pokemon. I have hopes for this because Volt Absorb too. That's awesome. It stuffs Volt Switch. Static, I can't see it taking too many physical attacks with that typing. This is going to have a ton of weaknesses defensively, but Stab Bolt Beam is so promising offensively. Give it H. Well, there's no hidden power fire for Pharaoh, so Ferrothorn is going to stand in its way, unfortunately, unless its Ice Beam is really strong. So does it has Thunderbolt, it has Ice Beam. Oh, I have so much hope for this. Oh, 90 special attack, that sucks. And it's slow, too. Oh, that blows. Well, maybe it's shiny? No, not available. Why would it be? Anyway, so I have some hopes for like lower tier usage because I think Stab Bolt Beam is the coolest thing ever, and they let me down. They weren't gonna make it too viable because why would they? It's got Taunt, so that's cool. I think this will be a lower tier Pokemon for sure. Also, I'm sure this video will age horribly, and all the Pokemon I call bad are gonna come back and Rocco you. Barracuda. Interesting design. I realize these are not ideal visuals, but PS is our tool, so we gotta use our tools. Propeller Tail. Oh, that's cool. This could be useful in VGC. Like if you're trying to hit something with a water move and they've also got a Gastrodon with Storm Drain out, then you just ignore that and you hit the Pokemon anyway. And it's Mold Breaker on top of that, so that's very cool. Swift Swim. And wow, that's pretty strong. That's fast, first of all. My God. And it's strong on top of that. It's not, a world breaker in terms of strength rather, but wow, that is powerful. I've heard tell of this thing setting rain for itself with Dynomax. Again, I don't think that's going to last, so that makes it a good Swift Swimmer, but I feel like, oh man, this is so fast. That's just a blitz of a Pokemon. So I feel like this could definitely have some usage. And I'm sure anyone who's played Gen 8 already is like, all right, get with the times, Grandpa. Barracuda is the metagame. So, yeah, cool Pokemon. Does it have some coverage? Physical water is always weird because stuff like Gyarados generally wants to boost because otherwise it's hard to get past stuff because there's no real good physical ice coverage for this, Ice Fang is decent, but if it's not boosting, then it's not that great. So no Didi. So I feel close combat. That's interesting coverage for sure. I'll give it that. It's that means Ferrothorn can't wall it. That's huge. Okay. It's still not good. Oh, Psychic Fangs for Toxapex. I still think its attack is middling. Look, realistically, I don't think it's getting past Ferropex. Just because Pex with its Baneful Bunker and its bulk and toxic, and it's just not strong enough, you know. So let's give it liquidation just to see that attack stat. Yeah, so I see this as eventually falling to UU, honestly. I mean, it's fast, but I just don't think it can muscle through teams well enough. It's lacking in coverage, and you know, if it could boost its attack, it would be really nice. But so far, I gotta say, I mean, it might be annoying for offense for sure. But I don't know. Aqua Jet might be nice because from what everyone could tell before Sword and Shield were even released, sand was going to be a big thing because Excadrill's around, but a lot of sand abusers are around, and T-Tar was one of the few Pokemon to survive Dexit. So, yeah, moving on from Barracuda. So decent, but I don't see it lasting in OU. I think it's just a new toy that will go away, especially once Dynomax is gone. With Dynomax, sure. Without, Boltund. Cool design. I can dig it. Strong Jaw. Alright, so we've got a physical ability and a special ability, and an equally middling attack and special attack stats. Wow, okay, they really were not intent on making new Pokemon too strong, huh? Yeah, I gotta say, I in terms of typing to switch in, electric, just pure electric, is not great. In the past, it's been rather forgettable. And not to mention, it generally will not have the coverage to really do anything interesting. I mean, it's got the Manectric thing of having Fire Fang and Flame Charge. Not really that much. So I don't see this being too impactful. I mean, it's not completely walled by Ferrothorn, but with 90 attack, I mean, I could see something like even Toxapex just... Okay, no, it's got the Jaw ability. Okay, that's not terrible. Yeah. Give it shiny? No. Alright, I guess I could see it maybe do something. I don't know. I still feel like this isn't gonna last. I mean, it's got some cool coverage with Thunder Fang. Is that down? Yeah, it is. Fire Fang and Psychic Fangs, but no Ice Fang. I don't know. I mean, I know there's no Lando and no Gliscor, but it's just generally good coverage, you know? It's still walled by Dragon, and there seem to be a lot of dragons from what I've heard, so... yeah, can't see this one making the cut either, as nice a design as it may be. So, next up we see... Oh, there's a GMAX Butterfree? Too bad we can't see what makes it GMAX on PS. But it's Butterfree, so no, we don't really care. Scorch, great name. Flash Fire, Firebug. Alright, well, in the past, Volcarona has been quite polarizing with this typing, but it also has Quiver Dance. So let's see what it can do. Especially with Flash Fire, that helps. So we'll check out its typing. Alright, it's on the physical side. So that's a pretty beefy attack stat. And I think it's more going to be a slow wall breaker because I'm just going to instinctively give it Flare Blitz. Ooh, Stab U-Turn might not be bad. Yeah, I see this as more of a slow wall breaker, kind of equivalent to Volk. I will look at its move pool, but I don't have hopes for getting past Toxapex. Kind of a big deal. And also, I have heard tell of Defog not being on a bunch of Pokemon. Instead, they give it to Conkeldurr. You know, what's that about? But yeah, this also feels more like a lower tier Pokemon. Cool as it is, so much as it breaks my heart to say. You know, maybe it doesn't break it that much. But yeah, this is definitely a physical attacker. Yeah. High attack stat, physical attacker. I've still got it, I know. Oh, Fire Lash, that's a cool move. That's really nice, actually. Wow. So, that's something... So, this means the next attack is going to be way stronger. I can dig that a lot. That might really be something, actually. Does it have good bug stat? Leech Life? Hey. Oh, wow. New lease on life, actually. Wow. Oh, suddenly I'm intrigued. I mean... The fact it's Fire Bug and we don't have as much good Defog makes me think it's still going to end up in the lower tiers. And I've been around for enough new gens to generally have a good grasp on what ends up, you know, sticking around and what ends up as, you know, new toy but ends up falling. I mean, let me tell you, day one of Sun and Moon, people were using Delmise like there was no tomorrow. But yeah, I think this one definitely has some cutesy potential. So Fire Lash, we got that defense dropping thing. We've got Knockoff to mess with defensive lefties pokes. And we've got Leech Life to stay healthy. Well, I mean, I can really dig this. You know, the combination of dropping defense and gaining HP with Leech Life, I really like that synergy. So if you can defog, maybe this one's worth it. Oh, it's got Power Whip for coverage too. Oh, that's awesome. This means Rotom can't stop it at all? I mean, it's still slow as hell, but wow, this Pokemon is really decent. Oh yeah, I heard like Gyarados got Power Whip. Yikes. Lunge. Well, I still think Leech Life is probably gonna. No, Leech Life is wholly superior. So anything else? Oh, it's got Sleep Talk. It's got Scald. Can't say I see that one being used much. No U-turn? Oh, that's lame. Well, it's got Leech Life, so you know, make the use. You know what? I like this Pokemon. It's not gonna be top tier OU or anything, but I like the way this Pokemon looks. Oh, and it doesn't even need to get destroyed by hazards because of these heavy-duty boots. I mean, maybe I would have preferred a Salt Vest or like Leftovers or something, but you know what? I like this Pokemon. This is my first favorite Pokemon of the new gen. Post Dynomax, I assume, because... Oh, it's got a GMAX Force thing, too. That's super sick. Scorch. And then we go back to copy the space because my keyboard's messed up. GMAX. Alright, let's check this guy out. Oh, suddenly I'm excited. I almost want to get on the ladder and play, but that will not be in this video. That will be for something with Joey. So, Scorch. Continue to site, yada yada. Oh, so, Sentiferno. Hey, that's really cool. I like the design a lot, too. But it's basically fire, so it'll be really stronger, and it'll have Fire Spin. And or, you know, maybe it's Magma Storm. Hey, I really like that. I like this a lot. Yeah, Scorch is awesome. Go use it. Alright, I'm going to keep him around. And next, Charizard, GMAX. I guess while we're on the page, let's check out what Charizard does. So it's basically Fire Spin also, but whatever. Cinderace. I've heard tell this thing is basically amazing because of Protean or Libero. So I like that a lot. You can use heavy duty boots if you don't want to use I really like the addition of the heavy duty boots. Well, I do and I don't, because I feel like it adds an element of variance, I guess, because it's, I mean, once the metagame settles, I'm sure it'll be known what Pokemon commonly use heavy duty boots, but you can't really rely on hazards to keep dangerous Pokemon in check anymore. And while some people might say, hey, you just want to, you know, beat everything with hazards and be safe, and I say, you know, with the power level constantly increasing, then I think hazards are a good way of keeping potentially dangerous Pokemon in check. But we'll see how it ends up being abused once the metagame settles. But yeah, it doesn't have to run heavy-duty boots if defog distribution improves or something. So, yeah, Protean is always awesome. We've got some blazing speed and a great attack stat. And I've heard this thing uses an attack called Pyro Ball, which is basically Flare Blitz without the recoil and, you know, 10 accuracy. I'll take it. So yeah, this looks like a really nice Pokemon. Pyro Ball, I've heard it's got a great move pool. I mean, look at all this coverage. Eat your heart out. I mean, T-Tar, what T-Tar? You low kick it to oblivion. High jump kick even, if you like living on the edge. Taunt, U-turn, defense gets messed with. You get stab, Zen Headbutt to mess with Pex. You taunt it so it can't mess with you too bad. It can't even Scald Burn you. Oh, that's really nice. I like this Pokemon a lot. I've heard it's not released yet, but you know, who knows with all that releasing stuff. So we're just assuming everything's released and Dynomax is gone. So I like this Pokemon a lot. I think it's got a ton of potential for that kind of fast poke that can mess with defense and offense alike. Kind of like a Greninja or a Tornadus Therian, depending on the sets. Or Tapu Koko. Tapu Koko is a very good comparison, I think, in terms of how I'm envisioning this. I've also heard it gets another very cool move. Let's see if I can find it. Court Change. Yeah, this is it. This thing switches hazards. How astounding is that? So, like, let's say you set up Stealth Rock against the opponent's team. Cinderace comes in, uses Court Change. Suddenly, it sets up your own Stealth Rock against you, and its side of the field is clear. That is mind-blowing potential. Like, oh, you want to get these 3 layers of spikes? You know, I'll do better than Defog. And with heavy-duty boots, it doesn't even take the effect of the hazards it's coming in to get rid of. Very, very, very cool Pokemon. I like this a lot. I mean, lefties might be better, but oh, this is really cool. I can dig the hell out of this. Awesome Pokemon. This is just a preliminary set. You can go like a full Greninja offense kind of thing, or you can, you know, support with like a Koko or Tornmite. Yeah, very cool. Very cool Pokemon. All right, so moving on, we've got Colossal. That looks like a Rhyperior, but with a volcano on its back. Cool idea, though. I like the Cole idea. Cool ability. Can't, you know what? Yeah, it's not going to make use of that speed boost too much, but Flame Body would be nice. Flash Fire, if it's released, would be nice. So this is, I imagine, like a defensive Pokemon. So, yeah, it's got the bulk. It's kind of like Magcargo, I guess. But Magcargo's not really good, but... Oh, Rapid Spin? Spikes and... Oh, my God. This thing has everything. Okay, it doesn't have Recover, but... Dude, Tar Shot, what's that? Oh, that's very cool, potentially. For VGC, I mean. You give them a fire weakness, basically, and you drop their speed. That is really nice. I like this Pokemon for VGC purposes. But what I'm really interested in... Oh, Body Press. That's a potentially fun move. Like, if you make your defense to absolute nothing, and you attack the opponent, then you just drop them. That's really cool. But yeah, I like this because Stealth Rock and Spikes, and of course you set them up against a Cinderace, and it, bounces them all back at you. But I really, really like this. I mean, Fire Rock is more like, it was a UU Pokemon in its best days, in reference to Magcargo. But then again, Magcargo never got Spikes and Rapid Spin. And with how there's a dearth of hazard removal these days, I've heard there's a Magic Bounce Pokemon, but that's not the same. I can definitely see this barely eking out a niche, especially with, once again, heavy-duty boots. I dig these a lot. So 3 fire types are my favorites so far. Who would have thought? Not like I picked the fire type every gen. And Colossal GMAX. Alright, so it's like Sandstorm, the GMAX move. That's cool. That's cool. Alright, Copperajah. Very cool name. Sheer Force. Alright, what's it going to be? I've heard this one gets the most ridiculous GMAX move. So it's slow, but it's strong, and steel typing. I mean, its HP stat makes up for its bad bulk, or its mediocre defensive stats. So that can definitely help. So I can definitely see this having a niche, with Life Orb and Sheer Force. I actually think this will be one of the premier OU wall breakers. Without even seeing its full move pool, I say that. But because it's immune to toxic spikes, and it can use Life Orb and Sheer Force, so it's going to be incredibly strong, and it's very powerful. So I definitely see a place for this. I mean, you can give it some speed, to beat Pex. So whatever range you prefer around here, but let's give it Heavy Slam for stab, and interesting coverage. Play Rough, Power Whip. Did I see a fire move? I don't think I did. That's not good. It's got Earthquake at least. It's got Brick Break to deal with Ferrothorn. Ooh, suddenly I'm not liking this. Oh, it's got Superpower. Okay, there you go. Taunt even. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. You might not need to use Earthquake. You can use Power Whip for Rotom. You can dig that. Stealth Rock. It can be a great Stealth Rocker. Hey, that's awesome. This is a great anti-defense poke, I feel. You just, you get up rocks, you taunt defense, you hit everything really hard. It's not the easiest thing in the world for them to wear you down. I like this Pokemon a lot. This is very cool. It's even got Whirlwind. Yeah, great Pokemon. And it's got a GMAX thing. And I hear what its GMAX thing is basically a Steel-type version of Stealth Rock, not Spikes. So Where's the guy I just had? What's his name? Aja. Yeah, Spike's effect, but I heard it was, so who knows how this one is actually correct. But I did hear that this was basically Steel Stealth Rock, in which case, we'll have to find out more information once they're implemented on Showdown, but yikes, that is something. So I like that Pokemon a lot too. So Corbinite, this one's, the new Scarm, the new whatever. I've heard things like this is a great wall, this is a great sub-bulk up attacker, so, give it lefties, because... It's mirror armor. That's cool. If you try to intimidate it, it intimidates you. Bulk up, Brave Bird, Roost. Cool moves. Taunt, U-turn. Hey, that's not bad. So that's something Skarm never did. It's kind of like a cross between Skarmory and Mandibuzz, without spikes, obviously. So it's not the bulkiest thing in the world, but I think it'll get the job done. More than, honestly. That's a great HP stat. That's a very good defense stat with great typing. No, it's bulkier than Celesteela, physically, anyway. So I can definitely see this. This already is a top poke. I've heard it does some crazy GMAX stuff, like it gets rid of all the hazards in the field. But yeah, I don't think it was any surprise to anyone to see this be a good Pokemon. But yeah, these are good moves. I can't really see it using Nasty Plot ever, but Brave Bird, Bulk Up, Sub, that messes with defense a lot. Taunt, U-turn. It's got all the right tools to mess with defense while also being a roadblock against offense. So, good Pokemon. And with GMAX, then we've got... What have we got? Removes, right? Is that it? Reflecting Light Screen? I mean, cool. Who knows how that'll turn out. So, Corviknight. Cool. Cramorant. Gulp Missile. Where's the ant? I like the idea of its... Wow, that's an interesting... Oh, that's really awesome. I wonder how that actually works, but I like the idea of this a lot. I feel it's too gimmicky to ever be good in OU, and look at those stats. That's basically game over. So this is basically a very uninteresting Pelipper, other than the ability, and so I think this is going to be like a gimmick. It's going to end up in like PU or something. So very cool ability though. I dig that. So next up we've got Cursula. I've heard of this. This is the new Corsola evolution. Oh, that's a very cool ability. Pair Song is an ability. I like that. So it's awful physical defense, bad HP, amazing special attack. This must be some sort of weird Cofagrigus kind of Pokemon. Does it still get Stealth Rock? Well, I've heard people using a Violite Corsola more for their Stealth Rock needs. But yeah, this would be more an offensive Pokemon. I hear like everything gets Nasty Plot, like Hydreigon gets Nasty Plot and stuff like that. Which, color me yikes. But yeah, this feels more like an offensive poke, but no Nasty Plot. I can't really see... maybe it's okay. Calm Mind Shadow Ball might be alright. It's not the worst thing, but I feel like, without Pursuit, then that's one of the biggest Ghost weaknesses gone. But, Knockoff is still running rampant, so I can't really see too much use for it because it's slow and not that bulky, not that many good resistances, so I'm going to have to give this one a lower tier prediction. So, yeah, I've heard great things about... Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at that design. Oh, man. So cool. It's going to make me sneeze. Excuse me. I was just so excited by the sudden chill that ran down my spine that I had to sneeze. So, this ability is awesome. It's basically Choice Band. So, it runs 2 Choice Bands, and anyone who ever runs anything else is a fool. And it's... Oh, it's still got Flare Blitz, but it's pure ice. Oh, man. Oh, man. Mamoswine, who? Dear God. It's got U-turn. Why would anyone use U-turn? Just attack. Oh, it's so strong. Oh, my God. Who cares if it runs Earthquake or, Rock Slide? Okay, you should... with Icicle Crash... Oh, man. So you have instant frigging 832 attack. Dear God. If I were to play Sword and Shield right now, I'd definitely want to use this guy. Yeah, anything other than Adamant Band is just why, you know? Just stop trying so hard. Kill things. I'm sure this won't actually end up being that high tier OU just because of the rock's weakness and it's so frail and so hard to get in and yada yada yada. But, I mean, it'll be fun to spam, so that's for sure. So, Darm, very, very cool poke. Yeah, we're going to get rid of the room of the obvious choices. So we're going to keep going down. And next up, Draco. Oh, we got a lot of... I wonder if those are related, like Arctivish? They must be. We've got some Kingdra Palkia typing going on here. Sandrush, that's something. Strongjaw, some good abilities. Has the typing. Mediocre. This is not going to go anywhere. It doesn't do anything, I don't think. You know, unless it's got Stealth Rock. Nope. This does not do anything offensively or defensively. Forget about it. Yeah. You know, c'est la vie, but it's not doing much. So next up, we go to Draco Zolt. Electric Dragon, we've got ourselves a new Zekrom. Very cool. Also has Sandrush for some reason. I'm sure if I played the game, I would know why. Unfortunately, I don't have a Switch because I'm poor. So, yeah, cool, but its stats are the same, so they're bad, and this just can't... I mean, okay, it's got Dragon and Electric with Fire for Ferrothorn, but, you know, and Taunt is always nice, but Fairies are just gonna mess with it way too badly, and it has no tools to get by them whatsoever. Wait, I mean, okay, Stab Electric is going to be nice, but I think it's too weak to muscle by them. You know, so yeah, that special attack stat, yikes. And Physical Electric is going to be blah, and if you go mixed, you're just going to be bad versus everything. So I'm going to have to give this one a pass. Dragapole, all right, I've heard about this poke. Wow, that is fast. Good mixed attacking stats. So, it's even some decent bulk. Wow. Great abilities, too. Really good abilities. No matter what way you turn. Of course, they're not going to have shinies yet, but I had to try. So, yeah, this Pokemon is interesting. Oh, it's got some great coverage. It's got... Can it handle fairies? Oh, well, I mean, Stab Shadow Ball. That's not too bad. Does it get Nasty Plot? No, it doesn't. I imagine it probably has a GMAX form. Actually, I don't think I saw one. Oh, Dragon Darts. I've heard about this. It's like a powered-up dual chop. And it's in doubles. It's really interesting. I can see that being cool. It's got U-turn. It's got Will-O-Wisp. Interesting set of attributes. I can see this one lasting in OU for a while. I just don't see it being a reliable wall breaker. I feel like most of... Like in other new generations, most of the new Pokemon end up in... UU. And even with the Giant Dex Purge, I just don't see this one lasting as a truly top-tier Pokemon. I just think that special attack stat is middling. You know, Ferropex is the gold standard breaking through. It doesn't have good physical moves with which to use its great attack stat. Unfortunately, you know, Sucker Punch is nice, but it's going to be weak. You know, U-turn, whatever. I see it just, you know, Draco, Hydro, Fire, and Shadow Ball. You know what? You could use some cool Will-O-Wisp U-turn Hex stuff, potentially. That could definitely be nasty. Definitely annoy stuff like Toxapex and Clefable. So, you know, I can dig that. I think that would be really cool. You spread status pretty easily, because the defensive answers to this thing are not going to be immune to fire. You know, you're going to hit stuff like waters. And, yeah, you just burn them. And, of course, my boy Colossal is a colossal counter to this Will-O-Wisp strategy. But then again, it has Hydro Pump, so good luck countering it hard. Now, so, yeah, I mean, depending on the landscape, maybe it ends up... I can't see it being top-tier OU. I just don't think it has the move pool to use its physical attack stat, and it doesn't have the... special attack stat to use its special move pool. But it's definitely got some neat tricks. And I don't think it can really make them stick to defense. But, you know, maybe it annoys offense a lot. It's just too weak, I think. But I've heard it's being used a lot. So I assume the people who are actually playing the game every day know what they're talking about at least a little bit. Anyway, So no GMAX. We just got a Dreadnought. Now this has a GMAX. Cool. Yeah, strong jaw. Got a lot of that going around. So, oh, that's going to really hurt coming from... Does it have a water move with that uses its fangs? I don't think so. But Razor Shell might not be too bad. Really get things... Oh, Liquidation would also probably be better. Who knows? Yeah. Oh, does it have Rockhead? No, sadly. Yeah, I gotta say this one's looking like a... Wow, that's surprisingly fast. I was expecting like Relicanth speed. But, you know, that's not too bad. I can't see it being a top-tier Pokemon. Oh, it's got Swords Dance, too. Yikes. Never mind. Maybe there's hope. So, like, Swords Dance, Liquidation, and, I mean, okay, don't use Head Smash or you'll kill yourself immediately, but, you know, this, if it can hit... Oh, it's got Superpower. Goodbye, Ferropex. Goodbye, you know, Corviknight. Goodbye, things that try to wall it. You know, give it Stone Edge for Toxapex, and suddenly this thing is a real nasty wall breaker. I don't think you're going to fit Earthquake on that set, but Superpower hits Hydreigon too. Hydreigon seems to be a big one. So you're not really going to use Strong though, so just give it Shell Armor as well. I mean, I guess Ice Fang is decent, but I feel like the best way to use this, because if you're going to use a Choice Band, you're just going to get Stonewalled by Toxapex plus Friends, because it's just going to eat your hit and regen out. And, I mean, look, you are not going to break through it, even with a Choice Band Earthquake from this attack stat. So, use Swords Dance. I think that is the way to use Dreadnought. And, oh, if it G-Maxes, then it can get Stealth Rock. Is that a Water-type Stealth Rock? That's really cool, if so. Wow, I suddenly have great apprehension about the G-Max pokes. But, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So, Dreadnought, unique. Again, I can't see it being used in high-level OU. Once the new Toy Syndrome dies out, Water Rock is just not good typing, and it doesn't have particularly impressive defense. Actually, it's downright, I mean, I'm not going to say frail, because Infernape used to be OU, but it's not bulky at all. So, yeah, going to have to give this one a niche, but probably not really. So, Dubwool. What have we got? All right, we've got the new Gogoat, I guess. Fluffy. Hey, it's even got Fluffy. That's pretty bulky. All right, can it tank anything? It's a normal type, not going to resist much. Does it have recovery? Nope. All right, I'm already out. Yeah, this Pokemon is going to be lowest of the low tiers. Apologies to anyone who has grown attached to this Pokemon, but it's not going to be good. Yeah, this is the Steel Dragon. So... Alright, I mean, it's not the Dialga I hoped for, but, you know. That's a cool... I don't understand the moves that draw in moves. I don't understand what that reference is. Effects of opposing Pokemon's abilities and moves that draw in moves. So, effects of opposing Pokemon's abilities, that's just Mold Breaker. And moves that draw in moves? Because abilities that draw in moves, that's like your Storm Drain, Lightning Rod, whatever. But, oh, you know, maybe it'll be revealed. Maybe that's also new. So, moves, we've got Swords Dance. It's Stealth Rock. Maybe it is more like Dialga than I originally thought. I can't really see it using Steel Dragon Swords Dance. You know, that's weird. But it doesn't really have the physical move pool for it, looking at it either. But it's got Thunderbolt. It's got... No fire? No fire. So, Ferrothorn, yikes, no superpower. I mean, I guess you could sub-SD against Ferrothorn. That would really mess Ferro up, actually. So if you want to sub-SD all over that and mess with Pex, but then what are you actually attacking with? What are your physical stabs? Heavy Slam? Okay. And you can use Heavy Metal. All right, Heavy Slam. So let's say sub, Swords Dance, Heavy Slam, and then what's your coverage? Earthquake? Doesn't even get Earthquake. That's depressing. Maybe you just go mono. Who knows? Because the special attack set is pretty nice, so you can mess around with T-Bolt, but my gold standard for defensive cores is Ferropex. If you can break through those, it's probably realistic you can break through a lot of other stuff. Because it takes some serious firepower and coverage to get past those guys, so... Yeah, this one's not getting past Pex too much with the sub-SD set. And with the special set, it's not getting past Pharaoh. So maybe just use it as a bulky stealth rocker. I mean, it's a steel type that doesn't resist dragon, so that already kind of sucks. It's a dragon that doesn't resist fire. It's got a lot of weaknesses, but it's also got a lot of resist, so I feel like this Pokemon is going to be decent. It's got some good bulk, well, physical bulk. Wow, that special defense is abysmal in conjunction with its mediocre HP. So, gonna have to give this one a kind of a pass as well. I just don't see it fitting in. And I realize I'm making these claims without great knowledge of current OU, but current OU is kind of a mess, so please live with my preliminary thoughts just based on my years of experience. GMAX. It does have a GMAX. What does that GMAX do? Of course, Pikachu has a GMAX. Alright, so it's basically Spite. Yeah, I can't say I'm thrilled about that. That doesn't seem worth using to me. It's not like it even has pressure or something that you could really go with for the full thing. What's Eevees do? Interested. Oh, that's cute. Too bad it's not good, but it's cute. But Ice Cube, that's a cool name. Whoa. So it's kind of like Disguise, but for a physical attack. Wow, that is brutal. All right. Good God, that's a cool idea. I like it. So we've got. Too bad it's not. It's a pure ice type, so there wasn't too much hope for it outside of that. It's got bad offense, bad bulk, bad speed. This is just not good, unfortunately, because that ability is very cool. But I'm gonna have to give this one a miss. Ice Cube, Eldegoss. I've heard this one. Regenerator Grass type. Can't go wrong with it. It's, tried and true combination. Good special bulk, good physical bulk. Its HP is not great, but whatever. So this is just going to be a grass type. Let's see what moves it can mess with, but it's going to do the same thing grass types have always done. Mess with waters and electrics. Leech Seed, Rapid Spin. Oh, that's great. You've got a Leech Seeding, Rapid Spinning, Regenerate. It's like kind of like Tangrowth, but it's got Rapid Spin. Tangrowth, in the fact that Tangrowth can Leech Seed and regenerate also. Not that it ever became famous for that, because Magic Guard and stuff like that. But, I mean, it's still decent at it. But, yeah, this is a cool Pokemon. I like this. Yeah, very, very nice. Yeah, not much more to say than that, I guess. So, we've got Eldegoss. We've got... Eldegoss is a good Pokemon. Of course, Big Fat Pharaoh is going to be getting in its way, but I think Regenerator and Rapid Spin is very important. Matter of fact, Ferrothorn's got to come in on it, so if you can do anything to it, that would help a lot, but I'm not seeing any anti-Pharaoh options here. Sunny Day Weather Ball, maybe? Nah, I wouldn't mess with that. Maybe you Worry Seed and take away Iron Barb so you Rapid Spin on it forever, but it'll still wear you down because you're not healing against it, because it unfortunately doesn't get any healing moves outside of Rest. So I wouldn't count on that. Aromatherapy also, hey, that's cool. It's got a lot of cool options. So, I mean, if you can deal with Ferrothorn, this seems like a great Pokemon for more balanced and defensive teams. So, there's a GMAX Garbodor? What the hell? So, we've got Phalanx. Is this what I think it's going to be? All right, cool. Oh, it's a fighting type, not a bug type. And it's got no good stats, really. So, hey, I was right with the bug thing, I guess. But this looks unimpressive. Swords Dance is nice, but I don't think it's enough to make this Pokemon good. It's got this move, No Retreat. That's really cool. You get a +1 boost to everything, and then you can't switch out. I really like the concept of that move in design. Thank God you can't Baton Pass it because it's already banned, and it doesn't even get Baton Pass. But I guess this would not be bad. No, okay, let's be real. It's going to be not great. But the fact it gets that +1 to everything, I could see that having some use in the lower tiers and VGC. But other than that, it's just not bulky enough and not really that strong. So it's kind of like why Z, Victini, and Jirachi tended to fail in Gen 7. They just were still weak at the +1. If you can use it over and over again, that's kind of cool. You just go for broke. So I wonder if you can. But yeah, gonna have to say this is still not going to last in OU. So, moving on. We've got Frosmoth. Oh no, we've got Flapple. Flapple. What's with all the apples? And it's got Ripen too. I guess it's the counterpart to that Appleton. So, anything fancy? Oh, it's got Dragon Dance. It's got a good attack stat. You know, Grass Dragon doesn't have great coverage together. Doesn't even have good physical grass move outside of Seed Bomb. Yeah, this, I don't think it's going to last. Walled by Ferrothorn. So, yeah, this is sadly entirely unimpressive. Sad to say, but, I mean, this just isn't going to be OU. I'm very confident in that. It doesn't do much interesting stuff. I feel like we're going to have a lot of the new Pokemon fighting to be, not even just UU and NU. Well, actually, I don't know how much of the previous generation's UU is carrying over, so who knows? That is really up for grabs, but I feel like it's not going to do much here. So, Flapple. Whoops. Evasiveness. Yeah, not worth. Frosmoth, Ice Bug. All right, this is already bad. It got a built-in assault vest. I like that. That's very cool. Too bad it's got a great special attack stat, but it's bad because it's Ice and Bug, and those don't do anything together. And I mean, Hurricane is nice, and it's got Quiver Dance, so it's like an Ice Volcarona. Okay, I guess Ice Beam. You got Giga Drain for waters, actually Bug Buzz for that. So what else do you have? Giga Drain. Okay, maybe it's a little more usable than I thought. I mean, it's still utterly destroyed by Toxapex, so probably not that usable. But C'est la vie, and I guess you Hurricane there. It's pretty strong. But it's still slow. It's got awful defensive typing, so it's basically an Ice Volcarona. Except Volcarona actually had some discernible defensive use, but this is just not good. This is not going to last at all. So you've got GMAX Garbodor, which I think on contact, yeah. So just poisons the target. All right. So GMAX Gengar. Oh, it's like a built-in shadow tag. Nothing changed from Mega Gengar. Yikes. So Graplocked. Alright, so it's based on grappling of some sort. Good attack stat, very good attack stat. But does it have the move pool, which is big? Technician? That's cool, that's very cool. Does it have the moves to really use Technician? Doesn't look like... I mean, okay, Technician Power-Up Punch is admittedly extremely cool. But it's got Surf for some reason. But I can't see it being particularly special. I mean, look, Taunt is always good to mess with defense, but I feel like against offense, this is just going to crumple. Yeah, this is not going to do well against offense. It doesn't do particularly well against defense either. It's just still going to get walled and worn down, and it's not bulky, so it can't switch in, doesn't resist much. So, yeah, going to have to give that one a pass as well. So, we're switching down to Greetend. This looks like an early game Pokemon. So, Gluttony, cool, but the berries suck now. Since Eopapa and their ilk, they went from giving 50%, they now only give 33%, so that blows. I guess they were too good in VGC. That really sucks. Yeah, this is entirely forgettable. So, I mean, I guess it's decently bulky, but doesn't resist anything. This is not going to keep up. You know, the pure normals almost never last in lands of steels and dragons and now fairies and whatnot. And, you know, they never do well against defensive pokes like Pharaoh either. So, giving this one a hard pass. The early game Pokemon are never good and competitive, much as it breaks my heart. Grimmsnarl, I've heard of this guy. Very cool design with the fairy influence, as well as the dark type. I think its typing is very cool. And Prankster, I've heard of this, so it's got some cool resistances, some pretty good bulk. Yeah, okay, it's not great bulk. No, I'm lying, but... False Surrender, that's a cool idea for a move. I've heard people hyping this guy up because of... I guess he can fully invest in bulk because of Prankster, so that's cool. And what does it do with that Prankster? I've heard screens, You know, it taunts tricks? I mean, I guess that's pretty cool, but I'll leave it to someone who knows more about the metagame because I've heard some tell that this is a very good Pokemon, but on first glance, I'm not seeing it. I mean, I see that it stands out from the comparative garbage we've seen so far, but I don't see what really makes it special in terms of, you know, being a lasting OU. I mean, talking about lasting OUs less than a week into the Sun and Moon. The Sword and Shield metagame is, you know, getting ahead of myself just a little bit, but I guess I'll have to stay. In VGC, this is going to be a great Pokemon with Fake Out and priorities, screens and such. So, yeah, who knows there. Spirit Break, oh, it's got a decently powered Snarl, basically. It's Stab, it's 80 base power before Stab, and it's going to lower the special attack stat. That's cool. They can mess with the opponent that way. Alright, so I see some potential to this, but I don't see, you know, it being elite. That said, it doesn't have to be elite. It might be a UU Pokemon that has a good niche in OU. So with GMAX, then... Oh, it can yawn. I'm not sure that really thrills me, but... Alright. Hatterene, and I'm already... Yikes, because this is a Tapu Lele with Magic Bounce. Oh, boy. Oh, my God. Alright, well, it's slow as hell. No, it doesn't have... actually, no, it's quite bulky with those stats, and the HP is kind of bad, but... It's bulky, it's got some interesting sets of resists. Most notably, other psychics, of course, the dragon immunity. Fighting, it just gobbles up, and it's got a massive special attack. Oh my goodness. And it's got Magic Bounce. Defense, eat your heart out. You can't even pursue it because there's no pursuit. Oh, yikes. Calm Mind. Healing Wish. Oh, that's awesome. Life Dew sounds like a great VGC move. VGC is going to be really interesting. Calm Mind. Trick Room, of course, because it's slow. This is going to be a Trick Room staple. It's got Swords Dance for some reason. I mean, it's got a 90 attack stat, but I just can't see that being used. Swords Dance Play Rough is cool, but why would you do that when you... Oh, no Moonblast. Maybe Moonblast got nuked. But it's got Mystical Fire. That's some interesting coverage. Tapu Lele would have loved to have that. You know, 5 base power more than Hidden Power. Actually, no, 15 base power because it was 60. So that's definitely something. And not great coverage otherwise, I gotta say. No fairy moves for Calm Mind abuse. I mean, that's kind of... I mean, Dazzling Gleam is something. So you've got Stab Fairy to chase away the darks that would handle Psychic. So Dark types will not be an effective check to it because it's decently bulky. So something like Calm Mind, Psychic, Dazzling Gleam, and then whatever filler you want. You know, make it Aromatherapy just to have a cleric. Give it Healing Wish to give it utility. Give it... who the hell knows? Trick Room to clean up against offense late game. That honestly might be the best one. So, yeah. Give it T-Wave to spread status. Hey, this is a perfectly decent Pokemon capable of overcoming its speed capabilities. Although it's so slow that it still won't be outspeeding much even after T-Wave. So it'll be more support for its teammates. My God, it is slow. Actually, it's not that slow. I mean, you're not outspeeding a lot, but you can still outspeed Peck, so it doesn't, you know, toxic you or haze you. So that's not bad. All right, give it a spread like this, and you'll be dandy. Good Pokemon. Very, very nasty Pokemon, potentially. Magic Bounce is such a ridiculous ability. Kingler's got a GMAX, I see. All right. Oh, it's got a GMAX, of course. So we see... Oh, Confusion. And it's Fairy. So that helps, I guess, to make up for Dazzling Gleam being kind of weak. So, in Didi... That's funny. Oh, it's got Psychic Surge. And its stats blow. And it's Psychic and normal types just... why? Yeah, this is nothing special, gotta say. Maybe in VGC. In VGC, sure. But for now, I gotta give Indeedee the hard pass. Indeedee, female, I assume it's just an aesthetic change. No, it's got worse attack, better special defense, worse special defense, and it's slower. So, I'm not gonna bother with that one. I think that's just specific for VGCers. I don't think it's gonna be relevant in singles. Inteleon, this is the water starter, I think. So that's cool. Sniper, yeah, I gotta say, this doesn't look... Oh, this doesn't look bad. It's got some cool moves, but I feel like it's just gonna be... Oh, it's got Ice Shard, so that's unique for a pure water type. I feel like it's just kind of like a fast Samurott, not really too... held back by its coverage, doesn't really handle enough defensively. It's not that bulky, so I think this one... As nice as its special attack and speed stats are, I think this one's just a bit on the generic side. I don't see it doing too much. So, yeah, gonna have to skip this one. Pretty cool design. I don't hate it. It's not the most... definitely not the worst water starter we've had. So, actually it might be. No, I still think yeah, it might be. I do prefer Samurott just by a little bit. There's a little bit of more personality, I think. Anyway, so GMAX Kingler. Let's check out. Wow. Okay, so it's got 2 speed drops. All right, cool. Lapras GMAX. Oh, it's got basically like Aurora Veil. That's cool. That's interesting. Machamp. They are shameless with the Kanto pandering, aren't they? So they give you like a focus energy. All right. So we're going to skip past Meowth. Wow, they really are shameless. Okay, that's just in-game stuff. Morpeko. All right. Oh, this is the thing that's always hangry. It's so cute that you can't be too hangry at it yourself. But unfortunately, I don't see... And Electric Dark is unique. It's what Luxray should have been. Hint, hint. DPP remix, but I don't see it being too interesting. Oh, it's got Rapid Spin. That's always unique, but I don't see its... I mean, look, its bulk is garbage. Its offense is garbage. Its support is Taunt, Volt Switch. Okay, cool. Taunt, Rapid Spin, Volt Switch. That's admittedly unique, but it's so useless defensively I can't see it doing much. And it's not exactly an offensive juggernaut either, so not going to be worth a team slot. It's going to be like a low tier. It's going to be like NU, PU kind of stuff. So, as we approach the 1 hour mark, thank you for sticking with me. Stick around if you like. Mr. Rime. Alright, so we've got Mr. Mime going ice now. I'm sure that has some lore that I'll read about on Bulbapedia later. But is it going to be too much different? Is it going to be anything other than Mr. Mime getting ice moves, which admittedly is interesting, but... So it's basically Jinx, I guess. Except it doesn't have a speed move, but it gets Rapid Spin. What is with everything getting spin? Huh, that's interesting. Of course, they do that as soon as Aegislash comes back, so nerfed as Aegislash may be, that's not... Yeah, you're definitely not getting a spin-off with this as long as Aegislash is around. So it's basically like a Jinx with Healing Wish and no Lovely Kiss, so... It's got Slack Off, too. What is with that? And its stats, you know, nothing to write home about. So Mr. Rime, I don't think is going to... Oh, that's funny. It's the reference to Mr. Mime cleaning windows. But that's pretty cool. You can remove screens, but I can't see this thing having too much of a niche. So, Sharda. Nope. Obstagoon, the new Linoon. Let's see. Is this thing actually good? Yeah, I heard it got... Well, Defiant, that's already awesome. But I heard it got this move that was basically like King's Shield, but for defense. So you've got your stab knockoff, you've got your no extreme speed. That's depressing. Is it not down here? Nope, it's not. So we've got switcheroo, taunt, so we've got stuff to mess the defense, but it just... Oh, it's actually got good defense. Good bulk. It's got great physical bulk. Wow, good speed. It's actually quite a decent Pokemon. I mean, I'm not sure if it's OU just by virtue of its horrible fight weakness and fairy weakness and lack of really great resists. But, you know, stab knockoff, obstruct. Oh, yeah, this is the King's Shield for defense. That's parting shot on top of that. Wow, this is a seriously decent support Pokemon. Like, taunt, parting shot. It's got its own protect and knockoff. Wow, I like this set. Give this set a try. I have a feeling this is a decent set. Can't see any of these abilities helping it too much, unfortunately, but 1-2 power. Yeah, so this is a good, decent Pokemon, I think. It'll have a niche. I think it's still going to end up in a lower tier, but I view it as kind of a better Alolan Persian from last gen. So, Obstagoon, where were you? You were here. We've got something called Orbeetle. And it's also got a GMAX. So, we're going to check that GMAX out real quick. Gravity. Auto-gravity. GMAX Gravitas. That's not what Gravitas means, but I appreciate the pun. So, but it's a bug psychic type, aka some of the types with the most crippling weaknesses. And its good stats are its defenses. Alright, this is already not good. Yep, uninteresting. Oh, it's got sticky web. Alright, it's automatically got something. Too bad it won't do anything against my army of heavy-duty boot-wearing Pokemon, like Full Metal Jacket meets Pokemon. God, I can't wait to make that movie. But, yeah, I see this as a, nah. It's got Psychic Terrain, that's interesting, but even in VGC, I don't see this being too good. Yep, Orbeetle. Cutesy support, maybe someone will find a way to, gravity with it in VGC, but I don't see it being too good. So, I'm going to move on to Berserker. That's an awesome name. That's... any fans of Clerks might remember the awesome Berserker singing scene with Olaf. Steely Spirit. Alright, so this is definitely a VGC-minded Pokemon. Can't see what are you going to power up Duraludon's Steel Beam or something? Because itself, this looks like a very non-bulky Pokemon. Why do they make so much of the new Pokemon such garbage? Always. In terms of, real play, other than cutesy gimmicks. Yeah, Fake Out. This is definitely a VGC poke. This is not doing anything in OU. It's on Swords Dance U-turn, interesting moves, not going to get too far, I don't think. Just doesn't... I can't see it getting too far. Tough Claws is nice. Okay, look, I admittedly overlooked that. So, Tough Claws, Swords Dance, Taunt. Oh, man, maybe this... I might have judged it too soon. No knockoff, that sucks. But... Night Slash... Yeah, Steel Fighting has pretty good coverage. So, does it have a good Steel move? Does it have like Heavy Slam? Or it does have Heavy Slam. I don't know how heavy it is, but Gyro Ball, it's slow. So I guess I can't really use it too well against offense. So, yeah, this is more of a this could mess up your defensive team, but it's just too slow to be consistent against the greater metagame. So I'm gonna give Berserker a pass, although his name is extremely cool. Pinsirchin, Electric Surge. So I see we've got our Tapu replacements. Wow, that is some bad HP, some okay attack, some okay everything, and then its speed is just dropped off a cliff. And it's got spikes and toxic spikes and Electric Surge. What an interesting combination. Like, imagine if Tapu Koko pretty much sucked, but it got spikes and T-spikes. Huh. And recover. Wow. Alright, that's not a combination of thing. I guess the Urchin thing makes sense. Interesting poke. I'll keep this open just because of how unique its traits are. So, Pinsirchin, maybe something fun to play around with. Pair your cutesy spikes, Colossal, or Pinsirchin with Aegislash, so all these fancy new Rapid Spin Mr. Rhymes don't screw you over. Poltegeist, I love this thing's design. It's so cool. Can you... Nope, okay. I assume that'll be added soon. Alright, sorry, Poltegeist. Weak body. So this thing is frail, massive special attack. Anything to use it with? Nasty Plot? Yeah, it's slow. Shell Smash. Yikes. Dear Lord, this thing is going to be scary. So for like hyper offense teams that are just bam, 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 this thing's going to be on them. It's got a good special defense stat. I mean, it'll take a hit. So barring priority, then... And yeah, it's going to get crushed by priority, but, who knows? It's not the... Definitely has... I don't think it's going to be a true, staple defining OU Pokemon, but I think its Shell Smash very definitely will have a place on Hyper Offense. Think of it like if you were around for Gen 6, think of it like Crawdon, maybe, or like Weakness Policy Dragonite, or in Current Oris, Talonflame, or like Mega Pinsir, or in Gen 7, there are a lot of other examples, like Fly-Z Gyarados, you only really see on Hyper Offense. So I think that's the kind of Pokemon Poltegeist is going to be. So we're going to keep going down. We're going to see Galarian Rapidash. Psychic and Fairy? Oh, no. Pastel Veil. Oh, looks cool. Hey, that's not bad. Too bad it's Psychic. So, it's like a Will-O-Wisp? Nope. Was that too much to ask for? Yeah, I think it was. Swords Dance, Play Rough. And it's got Stabs? Hey. Alright, does it get destroyed by Ferrothorn? It's got Low Kick. Hey, this might not be too bad. You got this. You got, and it can't be poisoned either by Toxapex. Of course, it can be burned by Scald now, since it's not fire. So what a weird idea to wrap your head around. But hey, this might be a legitimately decent set. I can't immediately hate it. I mean, it's not too strong, but yeah, who knows? I don't think it's going to be... It's got Healing Wish, too, as if it didn't have enough trouble already just fitting things on its set. But, okay, yeah. I don't see this being a real OU Pokemon, but it's got a feasible niche for you wanting to try out all the new toys. All right, Rillaboom. This is the starter, I think, and it gets Grassy Surge. So, basically, it's Tapu Bulu V2. And it's even got, you know, it's not great on the bulk... in the bulk department, but it's got a great attack stat, slightly weaker than Bulu. It's got a great HP stat, and it's actually pretty speedy, so I could see it having a good amount of use, actually. So maybe don't rely on it defensively entirely, but it can definitely pull some stuff off. You've got Knockoff and Leech Seed. That's a good combo. So Bulu would have loved to have Knockoff. I mean, Leech Seed and Grass Train don't always go together, but it can also heal you, and Grass Train doesn't last forever. Taunt and U-Turn? I mean, Bulu had Taunt, didn't really use it, but U-Turn? Oh, these are some nice moves. And of course, you can always go offensive with a Choice Band set. Woodhammer, U-Turn, Superpower. Got anything for flying things? Oh, you got Choice Band Knockoff. So, U-Turn, Knockoff, Superpower. Hey, this is a totally decent set. I dig this one. Rillaboom is very good. I think it will be awesome once it receives Grassy Terrain. So... we must be approaching the end. The Rotom's Runerigus. Exchanges abilities, so it's okay. So, like, if that's... I always appreciate opportunities to mess with the opponent's ability. I think that's unique. Too bad it doesn't seem to be getting too many good physical moves, but it's got Taunt and T-Spikes and Will-O-Wisp. Wow. And it's Spin Block and Stealth Rock. Oh my god, look at all these moves. This is a dream. Oh, this is a very cool Pokemon. Let's see, is it Bulk? Oh, look at that Bulk. Look at that Bulk. That's awesome. I like this guy. It's like a mix of Golurk and Cofagrigus and whatever you can think of. And it's got frigging Stealth Rock. Actually, Golurk and Cofagrigus is a perfect combination of ways to see it. But it's also, it's really nice. I like this. I like this Pokemon a lot. The more I think about it, you know, the Stealth Rock and Ground Ghostness of Golurk and the weird contact ability of Cofagrigus alongside of Will-O-Wisp and even T-Spikes, you know, Taunt, and very, very cool Pokemon. I like this thing a lot. Give Runerigus a try. I mean, the cynic in me wants to say, look, it's not going to stay OU. You thought Cofagrigus was amazing at the beginning of Black and White too, and so was Golurk. But you know what? I have hopes for it. I really do. Maybe, you know, I should examine it before getting my hopes up higher, but Sandaconda. I can already see the Nicki Minaj jokes from here, but Sand Spit, that's a cool ability. Is it going to be worth using over Hippo, though? Stat spread is making me say not really, unless it's got some really cool moves. It gets Hurricane. I mean, points for being unique. But no recovery, less bulk, still got Stealth Rock. Yeah, don't use this over Hippo, unfortunately. It'll be a good lower tier Pokemon, I'm sure, because of pure ground typing and bulk, which is always valued. So we're going to go down to, GMAX. It whips up Sandstorm with GMAX. So we're approaching the end of the alphabet here. And we've got some Surfetched. Is it going to be good? It's got Scrappy. That's always good. Oh, it's got a massive attack stat. Does it still run that item? The Leak? Who knows? So one of you guys can tell me, please. But it looks... Oh, it's not that fast. It's pretty slow. I mean, it's going to be purely a wall breaker, but look, This attack stat and Swords Dance and a stab close combat. Oh, man. Not to mention Brave Bird coverage. You know what? And knockoff on top of that, and even cutesy stuff like Leaf Blade for coverage. No, I think this is like the set. This is... Sorry, that's... yeah, this is a dangerous, dangerous Pokemon. You can't even... I mean, destroys Aegislash, for God's sake, with close combat. So, yeah, Surfetch looks pretty awesome. I mean, I doubt it's top tier OU just because its bulk is... Hey, its bulk is not bad. It's just slow and, you know, the problem with the other fighting types, not too much defined defensive utility, so it's tough to get in for consistent damage. So if you look throughout Pokemon history, the Pokemon that are best at being wall breakers aren't the strongest. They're the ones that can get in. Like, look at Mawile in the past 2 gens. It wasn't just amazing because it was strong, but it was amazing because it found a ton of opportunity to come in, with Steel Fairy being amazing defensive typing. So, and that's what separates it from something like Mega Metacham, which is, you know, for all intents and purposes, basically the same strength. And I mean, yeah, you could say other things like typing of stab, but they had pretty much the same coverage options. And what differentiates Metacham, which is even a lot faster, is its typing is just not nearly as good. Neither its bulk, but it's mostly the typing. So, Surfetch'd, you know, I was never really high on Farfetch'd as a kid, but I'll give it some points. Stonjourner. Just being next to... Hey, this is like a built-in helping hand. Another doubles-minded Pokemon. Wow, don't touch this thing with Bubble Beam. It will drop. But you know what? This looks pretty interesting. Stealth Rock, you know, always... I can't see something this... This is like the Stakataka of last gen. Or Stakataka, however you say it. It's, you know... It's... Actually, it's pretty speedy. It can jet fairly decently. I just can't see it, you know, lasting in OU given how powerful and common water and rock is. But it's, you know, I just don't see what it does specifically offensively or defensively. As nice as these stats are, I'm not feeling it too much. So, in doubles though, in VGC, this is going to be ridiculous. Because in doubles, everything is better. Or almost everything. But yeah, so we're nearing the end here. So Thievul, this is also an early game Pokemon, I think. Oh, that's cutesy. Doubled against a target. So if you switch into it, it gets a doubled attack stat. Too bad its doubled attack stat is still nothing, and then it sucks after. So yeah, I'm gonna have to say an unfortunate no to this. As cool as some of its tools are, Taunt, U-turn, you know, knock off, parting shot. Those are admittedly nice, but it's still, you know, bad with every stat. So c'est la vie. So we're gonna wrap this up soon. Toxtricity. Oh yes, this is the coolest ability ever. This makes Intimidate look like nonsense. Oh, this is so cool. I can't believe they made punk rock. Oh man, where's my Dead Kennedys t-shirt? Good lord, this is awesome. Is it gonna suck? Oh no, its speed sucks. It's a slow electric type. That's never good. You know, what do you do against Earthquake? But oh man, it's got great special attack. It's not the slowest thing in the world. It's got freaking Boom Burst, which is gonna get a... Alright, so you know, you put choice specs on this, and you know, you remember how X-Cloud had Boom Burst. I mean, it got stabbed. So similar idea here. Good special attack, specs, Boom Burst, and then the punk rock ability. Ah, that's so cool. That is so unbelievably cool. I'm getting punk rock tingles. It makes me want to listen to some Black Flag and go throw my chair through my door. Unfortunately, I can't say that I have high hopes for this thing competitively, especially losing Hidden Power. You know, I got some good stab. You got some... Oh, man. What's his electric move? Is it possibly anything cool? Anything, like, sound-based? Overdrive. Yes, that's it. That's so cool. That's... Alright, you know what? I know this Pokemon's not going to be too good. I mean, look, I already see the Ferrothorn issue here. Oh, it's got Fire Punch, but its attack stat is so... Man... I mean, what the hell? you go for it. You throw Fire Punch in there. This is also, oh, and Boom Burst, it trucks some, like a ground like Hippowdon. Oh, this is so cool. This is officially my new favorite thing ever. Oh, man. I wish this thing was better. Why? Why? Oh, the concept is so cool. But you know what? Toxtricity. Thank you. Thank you. All right, we're going to get rid of Obstagoon and finish this list off. I can't imagine there are too many more. Toxtricity low key. What the hell is that? All right, Google. Toxtricity. Jump to low key form. Oh, it's on Bulbapedia already. God bless those people. Gigantamax. Tox. Oh, poisons or paralyzes. All right. Low key. Strumming of a bass guitar. God, this is awesome. Wow. All right. But what does the low key form do? Low key form. Oh, it's just that's cool, based on nature. All right. So Toxtricity. God, what a cool Pokemon. I think definitely my favorite of the new generation. And is that gonna be it? Oh, Galarian Weezing. Poison Fairy. You know, it's got the ability that neuters abilities. I mean, in VGC, this is going to be ridiculous. Oh, it even has Misty Surge. What? That's ironic, I guess. But does it do anything unique? It still gets T-Spikes. Oh, it still gets Levitate. Oh, but then you have to make the choice. I see. So, yeah, I can't say old Weezer is going to wow people outside of VGC, unfortunately. So we're going to finish this off with Corsola, Galar, which I've heard amazing things about. The Violite makes it dumb bulky. It's Ghost. It's wow, that is really bulky. And it's got cool moves like Stealth Rock, Will-O-Wisp, and how does it heal? Strength Sap. Ooh. Oh man, that's so cool. That is really cool. And I mean, I guess it's not doing much damage, so you just give it some Nightshade. But yeah, cool Pokemon. I'm sure this alongside Ferropex. Oh, what a nightmare. That sounds disgusting. I mean, look, it's prone to not pursuit. Sorry, knockoff, and it doesn't heal without doesn't have passive recovery. But in terms of messing with offense, I can definitely see this thing being incredibly valuable. All right, so those are all the new Gen 8 Pokemon and how they're likely to fare competitively. As you see in my team builder, these 6 are my favorites. This one isn't really good. I just think it's so cool. Corsola is awesome. Grunerigus. And don't forget it. What a combination of attributes. Rocks, T-Spikes, and Will-O-Wisp, and Ground Ghost. And this thing with the Electric Surge and the double spikes. This thing with the Rocks and Spikes and Rapid Spin and Will-O-Wisp. Oh, God, I'm geeking out about it. Even though it's, got frigging Magcargo awful typing. But yeah, and then you've got Centiskorch, which, I want this thing to be good so bad. This thing is so cool with the Fire Lash and the Leech Life. That combination of dropping their defense and getting it back yourself. And of course, got to mention one more time my favorite item, the Heavy Duty Boots. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Stick around if you liked listening to my rambling. Check out the other stuff if you're a new player who's just getting into Gen 8 stuff. I do older gen stuff usually. I'm a little out of my depth, as you may have been able to tell by my lack of information on everything that's totally up to date. But luckily, my surrounding myself with the Pokemon community has made it impossible for me to miss everything. So I know Unaware Clefable is being used a lot right now and whatnot. And I know that Dynomax, Gyarados, and Kyurem B are ridiculously broken. But, who knows? Again, it's not going to last. All right, so thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you next time.